So second objective of the chapter is to study about food chain and food web, right? Any other objective you can see on the screen, Sarthak? Third objective to study about.
To study,
Ma'am,
may I?
ma'am, may I?
Yes.
Ma'am, may I?
Bolo,
Ma'am,
bolo.
to study about ecosystem.
That we have done in first objective.
Ma'am, may I?
हाँ जी बोलो.
To study about human activities that lead to environmental problems.
Or simply we can say to study about ozone layer, formation of ozone layer, and the depletion of ozone layer. Right? In this chapter, we will study in detail. We have done in junior classes also, but here something we are going to, some of the topic we will do in detail. For example, what is an ecosystem? What is an ecosystem, Pari?
Non-living organism and living organism constitute a unit and live together, and all of them are interdependent on each other.
Very good. Right? So organism, living and non-living organism, biotic or abiotic factors we will call here, they all are interacting with each other. They all are depending on each other and they constitute an ecosystem. So साइड बाय साइड नोट जितना हो सके आप नोट कर सकते हैं. जब तक मैं एक्सप्लेन करती हूँ आप साथ साथ नोट कर सकते हैं because the concepts are very easy. You have done it many times. There are two types of the ecosystem. One is natural ecosystem and the other is artificial ecosystem. So natural ecosystem क्या है? And what is artificial ecosystem?
Which exist
Ma'am, with
in the nature, and artificial which are made by man. For example, an aquarium or a park.
Yes, you need to remember crop field also is an artificial ecosystem. Why we are saying it crop field also artificial ecosystem?
They are man-made. They are not naturally made by them.
हम ग्रो करते हैं तो क्रॉप फील्ड ग्रो करता है बट इकोसिस्टम क्यों कह रहे हैं? वो तो सिर्फ पानी और वो है
ma'am,
soil है.
because ma'am, because when we give water to the plants, they grow and they provide.
Crop field is the ecosystem for crops, isn't it? That is the ecosystem of crops. That is the different thing that we are providing them artificially, but that is the ecosystem of crops, isn't it? They have soil, they have minerals, they get minerals from the air, they do the nitrogen fixation and all. So that all leads to the ecosystem for the crops. That's why it is also a part of ecosystem. एंड पेडी क्रॉफ्ट में क्या किया जाता है? एक और चीज वहां ऐड हो जाती है, लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म. व्हाट इज दैट? पढ़ा था पेडी क्रॉफ्ट में क्या किया जाता है?
Ma'am, lot of water is required to grow the crop.
यस, तो पानी में कुछ जगहों में पता क्या किया जाता है? मछली पाल ली जाती है, छोटी छोटी मछली पाल ली जाती है. मछली के एग वो डाल देते हैं फिश के, बिकॉज पैडी क्रॉप को 3 मंथ तक पानी में ही वो ग्रो करता है. राइट? तो जब तक पैडी क्रॉप किसे कहते हैं? राइस ग्रेन की जो सीड को ग्रो करने वाला पार्ट है, जब तक वो ग्रीन प्लांट्स की फॉर्म में होता है, दैट इज नोन एज पैडी क्रॉप. राइट? सो टिल इट इज ग्रोइंग इन द वाटर, in the meantime farmer does it composite ecosystem. composite में वो क्या करता है? फिश एग भी डाल देता है. तो 3 मंथ तक पानी उसको रखना ही है. in the meantime the fish egg are grown and they develop into the fish. So that's way for these 3 months farmer get the small fish in his crop field only. Composite ecosystem it is. Right? Now various components of an ecosystem are there: abiotic components and biotic components. So abiotic components we know air, water and land, which are not living, और biotic जो living है. ठीक है? Plants and animals. There are producers, consumers, and decomposers. So, what are producers? What are
Ma'am,
producers?
heterotrophs.
Ma'am, which synthesize their own food.
Ma'am, autotrophs, yes.
Crops which are producing their own food by themselves. For example, plants. And consumers are of four types: herbivores,
So
carnivores, and omnivores. So, what are
which are
herbivores,
dependent on
carnivores?
the consumers depend upon the producers, and herbivores which eat grass.
Yes, you need to write down the definition of consumers also. It is in detail on the next page. Yes, beta, next page laga. So consumers will depend for their food on other organisms, and they are directly or indirectly taking their food from them others. Herbivores, plant eaters like goat and deer. Carnivores, flesh eaters. ये spellings are wrong here. You can correct it. Flesh लिखा है, flesh eater होता है. Omnivores eat both in plants and animals. The best example is human being. And parasites are which live on the body of the host and take the food from it, like lice and cuscuta. Name one example of plant parasite. Name one example of plant parasite.
Ma'am, amarpel.
अमरबेल. अमरबेल तो हिंदी में कहते हैं, इंग्लिश में क्या कहते हैं?
मैम कसकटा।
यस, कसकुटा. कसकुटा, इट इज ऑन द स्क्रीन. मैंने जानबूझ के पूछा कि आपको याद है या नहीं. राइट. व्हाट आर decomposers?
Ma'am, which decompose the dead plants and organisms.
Into organic material.
For example, microorganisms.
Dead plants and
For
animals to
example,
convert the
bacteria, fungi.
right? Bacteria, fungi, but most of the time bacteria are there. Fungi are very few variety which become decomposers, right? These help in the replenishment of natural resources because they are decomposing dead plants and animals. उनको खराब नहीं जाने दे रहे हैं, right? So that the soil is maintained, the other environmental particles are maintained, right? So this is the best method, right? Now we have done one more thing in chapter 6, life processes, that these organisms take the digested food of decomposers. They are known as,
Ma'am, saprophytes.
very good, saprophytes. Please write down here, saprophytes they have missed here, but in NCERT, saprophytes are there. Please mention here saprophytes. Saprophytes are the organism which use the decomposed food material by the bacteria and fungi, right? And best example, we have done some variety of fungi like mushroom we are eating, that is a saprophyte, right? अपनी ना उनकी रूट है, ना they are producer nor they are consumer. They are saprophyte. They take the digested food, already decomposed food by the decomposers, right? Now what is food chain? Divija, what is food chain? लक्ष्य, आज कुछ नहीं बोलना. अनन्या, what happened, Ananya?
Yes, ma'am.
What is food
Ma'am,
chain?
food chain is a series of organisms which are in which organism eats another organism. Ma'am, for example,
And when food
Grass, deer, and lion. So in suppose
Ma'am,
if one of them is in balance, lion are increased in number or decreased in number as happening these days. Lion are decreased in number. Deer are decreased in number. So what is happening? Grass will increase in the forest. So it is going to create imbalance in the whole society, in the whole biosphere, right? And आगे हम पढ़ेंगे food web. Food web is the interconnected food chains. They will also get disturbed, right? So that is known as food chain, in which series of organisms are depending on each other. Eats की जगह इसे ठीक कर लीजिएगा. depends on each other organism for their food, right? In a food chain. Now we are leading towards the most important topic of this, a new topic for you, that is trophic level. What is a trophic level? Trophic levels बात वही
Ma'am,
है,
various
but
steps where transfer of
here
energy
yes,
take place.
we will explain in terms of the energy level, right? Flow of energy in a food chain is a unidirectional. This question is very important. You have to do these questions from NCRT. Okay? Clear? Flow of energy in a food chain is unidirectional. Subal, please send these questions today. ये क्वेश्चन पहले कर देना बेटा, ठीक है? Why the flow
Yes,
of energy in a food chain is unidirectional? बताइए. All of you see in the NCRT and answer me. Why it is known as unidirectional? Think it. Lion, deer and grass. उल्टा क्यों नहीं चेन चलता? Can lion give anything to deer?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No,
Can deer give anything to grass?
No, ma'am.
ma'am.
नहीं दे
No,
सकते
ma'am.
ना. So what is happening? It is a unidirectional. It is always happening like this only, that
Ma'am, it takes
grass
place
is
in one
being eaten
direction
by the
only.
deer and deer is giving it to lion. And grass have got the energy from
It
where it has
helps us to know. It helps us to know the
Sunlight.
various interaction among the organisms living in the environment.
in energy form, beta. Basically, we will talk here energy. Now, what do you think? Who is having more energy? बेटा आगे चलो. एक आपकी एनसीईआरटी की तरह यहाँ स्लैब बाय स्लैब और आगे थोड़ा. लेट मी सी इज देयर और नॉट. यस, इट इज देयर. बस यहाँ ट्रॉपिक लेवल पे रुको.
The
डायग्राम
producer has
दैट
more energy
कॉनिकल डायग्राम बेटा.
than the consumer.
कॉनिकल डायग्राम जल्दी करो. Yes, you can see this. There is a gradual decrease in energy. Food chains contain 3 or 4 trophic levels. 4 से ज्यादा की फूड चेन बहुत कम मिलेगी. क्यों? क्योंकि प्रोड्यूसर को सबसे ज्यादा एनर्जी मिल रही है. क्यों मिल रही है? व्हाट डू यू थिंक? प्रोड्यूसर को सबसे ज्यादा एनर्जी क्यों मिल रही है? इट इज फॉर एग्जांपल दे हैव
Lift
गिवन 1000 किलो
because
जूल.
of the sun's energy.
Yes, because they are in direct contact of the
Lift the
sun.
sun's energy.
They are direct contact with the sun, and the most energized source of the energy is sun. So that's why they have large amount of the energy. Then it goes to the primary consumers. Primary consumers, herbivorous animals, right? They are directly dependent on producers. So primary consumers, they are taking the energy. So they are taking less energy in comparison to 10%. You have seen that 10% reduce हो गया. Secondary consumers, they are the carnivores. Carnivores को और 10% कम हो गया. 10 किलो जूल ही रह गया सिर्फ. And the last one are tertiary consumers. Tertiary consumers are the
decomposer.
omnivores. In your book, please write down tertiary consumer, omnivores, secondary consumers, carnivores, primary consumers, herbivores. As you can see that they are the most closer, producers are more closer, they are having high source of energy. Slowly and gradually, how much energy is being reduced?
10%.
10%. So this leads to the 10% law. Very important question again. What is 10% law? हाँ जी, पिछला पेज दिखाओ बेटा, लास्ट में है 10% law. What is 10% law? So nature have also seen, observed that when the energy is transferred from one state to another state, next topic level, from one to 90% of energy is used in their life processes, that is digestion, growth, regrowth, and